Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers for November 10th, 2025 discover Ridge Forrester makes in blameworthiness and Taylor Hayes is cornered. This is going to take us all the way through to the week before Thanksgiving, and we've got reaches hitting hard. Effects are going to be erecting up really presto, really soon. Bold and the Beautiful 2-week spoilers. Ridge throws condemn and Finn surprises Steffi with that in mind. Monday, November 10th, we've got Ridge reminding Brooke Logan that her other partner, Bill Spencer, is the sole and only reason that Luna Nozawa got free, was suitable to target Steffi Forrester again, nearly killed Liam Spencer, and extorted a bunch more annihilation. So, Ridge is making a suggestion, and it may be further of an blameworthiness because he just doesn't like Bill anyway. I wonder if Ridge is going to try and ban Bill from the marriage or commodity like that, which would be crazy because the bachelor is his son, Liam. Steffi gets a surprise visit from Finn Finnegan on Monday. That to me is a veritably peculiar spoiler. Occasionally with these spoilers, I do understand if the people at the Bold and the Beautiful PR office inescapably know what a spoiler is, because Finn stopping by to see Steffi at work, that's not a spoiler. That's an everyday circumstance. It's like whenever they say Brooke and Ridge are happy together. Not a spoiler. So, that's what we got. However. Sparks fly for Taylor and Deacon at Il Giardino's open mic night on Bold and the Beautiful. Tuesday, November 11th, we've got Steffi pushing her mama Taylor and saying that she should surely go to open mic night at Il Giardino. They've constructed this out of nowhere. We've no way heard from it, but it's fun. You know, Carter Walton showed up there to hear Daphne Rose singing. So, I do wonder if Steffi just wants her mama Taylor out of the house or if she's doing some matchmaking because she gets a sense that there might be some interest in Deacon Sharp. Daphne may be singing again, or perhaps Taylor, because by the way, Rebecca Budig is quite a talented little songster. Also, Sheila Carter, Deacon, and Taylor are at Il Giardino, I guess right ahead open mic thresholds. And Sheila is telling Taylor that she still owes her a lot. She's so thrilled that Cleric has conformed with her. Still, his mind is completely on Taylor, not on Sheila. There's a scene on Monday of Deacon and Taylor dancing veritably nearly and smiling at Il Giardino. It looks veritably romantic. I feel like this is a fantasy sequence and I feel like it's going to be in Deacon's brain. Perhaps in Taylor's, however, that would be ridiculous if it's in both. Plus, Daphne tells Carter he has got to work to prove that he's the man for her. I mean, good for her. Daphne was chasing Carter ahead, but I suppose it's better that she's making him work to be with her so that he doesn't suppose that Daphne is a pushover. Plus, Hope Logan prodigies if Taylor is telling the whole verity. And I wonder if Hope is talking to Taylor about her pater. Cleric. I'm assuming that they're talking at Il Giardino. Perhaps Hope is also there for open mic night. Hope and Steffi plot a parent trap as Bill and Katie reunite for Baby Wednesday, November 12th. We've got Hope opening up to Steffi, talking to her about Sheila. And, you know, she doesn't want her around her pater. And they're also talking about Deacon's remedy sessions with Steffi's mama. So, Hope and Steffi may start conniving to, you know, pull a parent trap on Taylor and Deacon. It would actually be nice to see them on the same side of a parent trap scheme rather of colluding against each other, with one of them each pushing to get their mama with Ridge when actually, they both should walk down from the Joe. So Hope's telling Steffi on Wednesday that remedy has been veritably salutary for Cleric, and since he started seeing Taylor, you know, it's just been amazing. Well, Spencer is veritably agitated that his parents are going to be together because Katie Logan is moving back into the Spencer manse with Bill. So, it looks like this Beatty reunion that Bill has been trying to make be for quite a while is coming. Actually, he should put a little cash on Luna's deputy card and thank her because if it wasn't for her, I do suppose Katie would be moving back in, as weird as that's to suppose about, but I suppose it's true. Bill's been trying to get back with her and Katie has rejected him constantly, and she's only moving in because Katie and Bill plan to take guardianship of the baby that Luna is carrying. Will and Elektra's new morning ignites Luna's captivity fury. Thursday, November 13th, we've got Will and Elektra Forrester moving in together. They've moved into the sand house, which seems veritably morbid since his family. Liam nearly failed there. Luna nearly failed there. Steffi was alarmed there. Sheila lost a toe there. Hopefully, they took that toe down with them. So, Electra and Will are posting on social media about how happy they're to be moving in together. And they talk again about not letting Luna stop them from moving forward with their relationship. And Wyatt tells Flo he's the luckiest Joe in the world. Over at the captivity, from her cell, Luna is covenanting not to lose Will. And the usual lady guard is going to show Luna a social media post from Will's account. It's him and Electra, and they've got the hashtag new digs and a picture of them outside the sand house. Luna freaks out and prodigies if they're erecting a home together. She should fate that sand house because she was stalking it when she was stalking her half-family Hayes Forrester Finnegan and abducting the schoolteacher. She should absolutely fate the house. And also Luna is crying and telling the guard and her cellmate that she has got to get out of there. Steffi and Finn reconnect while Luna hatches a enterprising escape plan. Friday, November 14th, we've got Finn and Steffi getting romantic. I mean, she's been gone a while. They've time to make up for. And Luna is busy setting an escape plan on Friday. That social media post has pushed her to her wit's end. And of course, if Luna gets out, everybody's going to freak out. The week of November 17th through the 21st, Hope and Liam continue their marriage plans. Hope should be setting the date soon, and it looks like the big hop marriage is going to be for the leaves. Everybody is making Thanksgiving plans because it comes the week after this. Sheila and Deacon invite Zend and Carter to celebrate with them at Il Giardino. Cleric continues to crush hard on Taylor while kind of low crucial threading Sheila along. Deacon's crush is only going to grow, and Taylor can't keep her mind off him moreover. Steffi corners Taylor and grills her about Deacon. And you know, Steffi might be all for it. Luna finds a loophole to get near to what she wants. And in a recent interview, an actor was talking about how there's further to his character's dark background that's going to come out soon. Hope and Liam, as I said, are going to set a date. Carter and Daphne toast up. Katie is packing up to move in with Bill to start preparing to borrow the baby. Also, look for a Beyond the Gates crossover. Lately wedded age gap couple Danny and Andre from the other CBS Cleaner are in city to do a print shoot for Forrester Creations scent line. So, I anticipate them to be on B&B for a couple of occurrences this week, perhaps into next. However, the actress who plays Danny Dupree is Carla Mosley, who times ago played Maya Avant on Bold, If You Do and watch Beyond the Gates. As the autumn leaves fall in Los Angeles, the emotional climate at Forrester Creations and beyond is heating up to a fever pitch. The 2-week period from November 10th to November 21st, 2025, serves as a crucial prologue to the Thanksgiving holiday and the high-stakes sweeps period, setting the stage for a whirlwind of romantic entanglements, dangerous obsessions, and familial confrontations. This isn't just another fortnight in soap opera time, it's the kindling being stacked for a holiday inferno. At the heart of the coming storm are pivotal moments, a baptism of fire for new relationships, words of encouragement that mask deeper manipulations, and threats that simmer from both within and without the family circle. Week 1, November 10th to 14th, sparks, schemes, and shattered nerves. The week kicks off with Ridge Forrester firmly entrenched in his role as the family's chief protector and, when it comes to Bill Spencer, its primary provocateur. On Monday, November 10th, Ridge doesn't merely remind Brooke Logan of her ex-husband's existence, he meticulously constructs a damning narrative where Bill Spencer is the singular, corrosive source of all recent chaos. In Ridge's view, Bill's legal machinations to secure Luna Nozawa's pardon were not an act of complex familial loyalty but the unlocking of a cage containing a predator. He directly connects the dots from Bill's actions to Luna's subsequent freedom, her renewed campaign of terror against Steffi, the near-fatal attack on Liam, and the general havoc that has plagued their lives. For Ridge, this isn't a coincidence, it's a direct line of cause and effect. His suggestion to Brooke is therefore laden with the weight of an accusation. The underlying message is clear, as long as Bill Spencer is granted access and influence, no one is safe. This raises a tantalizing and dramatic question, will Ridge's protective fury extend to the upcoming wedding of Hope and Liam? The idea of banning the groom's own father from the ceremony would be an unprecedented and explosive power move, one guaranteed to shatter any pretense of family unity and place Liam in an impossible position. It's a testament to Ridge's deep-seated animosity that he would even contemplate such a divisive tactic. Meanwhile, a spoiler regarding Finn's surprise visit to Steffi at work highlights a curious anomaly in soap opera storytelling. What constitutes a genuine spoiler versus a mundane daily occurrence? Finn, as Steffi's husband, visiting her at the company they both have a stake in, is as routine as Brooke drinking a cup of Forrester Original Blend coffee. It prompts speculation that the true surprise may not be the visit itself, but the nature of their conversation or an unexpected intimacy that rekindles their connection after a period of strain and separation. Perhaps Finn brings news or makes a gesture that truly surprises Steffi, reminding her, and the audience, of the foundational bond they share, a bond that must be reinforced as external threats loom. Tuesday, November 11th, shifts the focus to the burgeoning and unlikely connection between Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. Steffi's encouragement for her mother to attend an open mic night at Il Giardino feels less like a casual suggestion and more like a strategic maneuver. The sudden invention of this venue as a hotspot for romance, following Carter's attendance to hear Daphne sing, suggests Steffi has an ulterior motive. Is she simply trying to get her mother out of the house and into a social setting, or is she engaging in a subtle matchmaking scheme? Having witnessed the palpable chemistry between Taylor and Deacon, Steffi may be calculating that a charismatic, grounded man like Deacon is a far healthier alternative for her mother than the perpetual roller coaster with Ridge. The scene is set for a dramatic clash of worlds. With Sheila, Deacon, and Taylor all converging at Il Giardino, the atmosphere is charged with unspoken history and competing desires. Sheila, basking in the delusion of her reconciliation with Deacon, will likely take the opportunity to confront Taylor, reminding her of the perceived debt she owes. Sheila's warped perception of loyalty will clash with the visible reality. Deacon attention is irrevocably shifting towards the good doctor. A spoiler describing a scene of Deacon and Taylor dancing closely, lost in each other's smiles, feels almost too idyllic to be real. The overwhelming likelihood is that this is a fantasy sequence, playing out in the mind of one or both of them. If it's Deacon's fantasy, it signifies a profound emotional departure from Sheila. If it's Taylor's, it marks a thrilling and terrifying step into a new romantic frontier. For it to be a shared, real moment this early would be a narrative shortcut. The tension is far richer when it exists in the realm of what if. Simultaneously, Daphne is setting a new standard for her relationship with Carter. By telling him he must work to prove that he's the man for her, she is wisely recalibrating their dynamic. No longer the eager pursuer, she is establishing her own value and ensuring Carter doesn't take her for granted. This demonstrates a maturation of her character and introduces a healthy dose of conflict into a relationship that has, until now, been relatively smooth sailing. Adding another layer of intrigue is Hope's skepticism. Her wondering if Taylor is telling the whole truth is a classic soap opera trope that could apply to a dozen different situations. However, the most compelling context is a conversation about Deacon. Is Hope probing Taylor about her father's progress in therapy, or is she questioning Taylor's motives in treating him? Hope, who has endured the complexity of having Sheila as a stepmother, is rightly terrified of her father being drawn back into that orbit. She may see Taylor not just as his therapist, but as a potential lifeline, or a dangerous distraction. This sets the stage for a remarkable alliance on Wednesday, November 12th. Hope confiding in Steffi about her fears regarding Sheila and her hopes for Deacon's therapeutic progress with Taylor is a significant moment. These two women, so often pitted against each other in the eternal battle for Liam's heart, finding common ground in a parent trap scheme for their respective parents is a refreshing narrative twist. Instead of scheming to push Brooke or Taylor towards Ridge, a man who has proven himself chronically incapable of choosing between them, they are uniting to foster a connection that exists entirely outside of him. This represents a potential evolution for both characters, moving from rivals to reluctant allies in a shared cause that actually has a chance of bringing lasting happiness. On the other side of the city, a different kind of reunion is taking shape. Katie Logan's decision to move back into the Spencer mansion with Bill is less a romantic rekindling and more a pragmatic, emotionally charged partnership forged in the crucible of Luna's pregnancy. Will's excitement is palpable and poignant. He represents the pure, hopeful heart at the center of this complicated arrangement. The irony is not lost on observers. Bill Spencer, the man who has tried every trick in the book to win Katie back, finally succeeds not through grand gestures or power plays, but through a shared mission to provide a stable home for an unborn child. As the spoiler astutely notes, Luna, the source of so much trauma, has inadvertently become the catalyst for the Beatty reunion Bill so desperately wanted. The consequences of this reunion ripple out immediately. On Thursday, November 13th, Will and Electra Forrester's decision to move into the infamous beach house is a bold, if morbid, declaration of their commitment. The location is steeped in trauma, the site of Liam's near-death experience, Luna's stalking ground, Steffi's terror, and the place where Sheila lost a toe in a dramatic confrontation. For this young couple to choose this as their love nest is a symbolic act of reclaiming a space of pain and transforming it into one of hope. However, their public celebration on social media, complete with a #NewDigs hashtag, is a catastrophic miscalculation. In her prison cell, Luna's obsession with Will remains her only tether to reality. The news of his new domestic life, delivered via a cruel guard showing her the social media post, doesn't just upset her, it annihilates her fragile psyche. Her vow not to lose Will transforms from a passive hope into an active, desperate imperative. Her subsequent meltdown, crying to her cellmate and the guard that she has to get out of there, is the moment the character crosses a new threshold. She is no longer a scorned woman, she is a cornered animal, and her only logical path forward is a terrifying one. This sets the stage for Friday, November 14th, a day of stark contrasts. While Finn and Steffi finally find a moment to reconnect romantically, re-establishing their physical and emotional intimacy after the disruptions and dangers of recent months, Luna is busy plotting her escape. The idyllic domesticity of one couple is directly threatened by the burgeoning, chaotic desperation of another. The spoiler that Luna is hatching a daring escape plan promises that the relative peace of Los Angeles is about to be shattered. Her success would send a shockwave of pure terror through every character connected to the Forrester and Spencer families, turning every shadow into a potential threat and making the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday a time of lockdown and fear, rather than gratitude and family. Week 2, November 17th to 21st, weddings, crossovers, and crushing hard. As the dust from the previous week begins to settle, the narrative threads weave into an even more complex tapestry. The week of November 17th is dominated by preparations for the future, even as the ghosts of the past refuse to stay buried. Hope and Liam, embodying a sense of optimistic normalcy, plunge headlong into wedding planning. Setting a date solidifies their intention to move forward, positioning their Lope wedding as a potential beacon of hope and stability amidst the chaos, a classic soap opera setup that almost guarantees the ceremony will be interrupted by drama. Their wedding is being positioned as the centerpiece of the holiday season, a target for any number of incoming plot missiles. At Il Giardino, the social dynamics grow increasingly convoluted. Sheila and Deacon's invitation to Zend and Carter for a Thanksgiving celebration is a transparent attempt by Sheila to project an image of normalcy and family. She is trying to build a life with Deacon, surrounding themselves with friends and family, oblivious to the fact that Deacon's heart and mind are increasingly preoccupied with Taylor. Deacon's behavior enters a morally gray area. While he may not be actively malicious, his growing crush on Taylor and his passive allowance of Sheila's fantasies amount to a form of emotional stringing along. He is enjoying the safety of Sheila's devotion while his romantic aspirations drift elsewhere. Taylor, for her part, is equally captivated, finding herself unable to keep her mind off the reformed restaurateur. This mutual attraction creates a powder keg waiting for a spark. That spark may come in the form of a concerned daughter. Steffi cornering Taylor to grill her about Deacon is a pivotal scene. Will Steffi be an antagonist to this budding romance, warning her mother of the complications that come with Deacon's connection to Sheila? Or, in a surprising twist, could she become its most vocal advocate? Having witnessed her mother's perpetual heartbreak over Ridge, Steffi may see Deacon's genuine, uncomplicated admiration as the best thing that's happened to Taylor in years. Her support could be the final push Taylor needs to embrace her feelings. Meanwhile, Luna's desperation does not abate. The spoiler that she finds a loophole to get closer to what she wants is ominously vague. Does this involve legal manipulation, blackmail, or the coercion of a vulnerable person within the prison system? It suggests her escape plan is not merely a brute force breakout but a cunning, calculated strategy. This aligns with the mentioned actors' tease about a dark background for their character. If this refers to Luna, it could mean she has untapped resources or a history that makes her far more dangerous than anyone has presumed. If it refers to another character, it introduces a new variable into an already volatile equation. The week is also filled with other significant developments. Carter and Daphne's relationship continues to heat up as he rises to her challenge, proving his commitment. Katie is shown packing, a visual representation of her life-altering decision to co-parent with Bill, her focus now squarely on preparing for the arrival of the baby. Finally, the soap opera world expands with a planned crossover from the other CBS soap, Beyond the Gates. The appearance of the recently married age-gap couple, Danny and Andre, for a Forrester Creations photo shoot is a clever piece of network synergy. For longtime Bold and the Beautiful viewers, it's a particular treat, as Carla Mosley, Danny, is remembered fondly for her previous role as Maya Avant, a character whose own groundbreaking storyline involving her transition was a highlight of the show. This crossover not only promotes a sister show but also serves as a subtle nod to the show's own history, delighting dedicated fans and potentially creating new narrative connections between the two fictional universes. The 2 weeks from November 10th to the 21st serve as a masterclass in building soap opera tension. Every happy moment is undercut by a looming threat, every new beginning is shadowed by a dangerous past. The baptism in the title perfectly encapsulates the journey for several characters. Taylor and Deacon are being baptized into the possibility of a new, passionate love. Hope and Liam into their renewed marital commitment, Will and Electra into their shared adult life, and Katie and Bill into their unconventional co-parenting arrangement. The encouraging words are plentiful, from Steffi to Taylor, from Hope to Steffi, from Wyatt to Flo, but they often carry the weight of secret agendas or unspoken fears. And the angry threats are both explicit and implicit, from Ridge's accusations against Bill to Sheila's possessive claims over Deacon, and most terrifyingly, from Luna's desperate vow from behind bars. As the characters make their Thanksgiving plans, they are unaware that the greatest threat may not be a dramatic outside force, but a young woman they thought was safely locked away, whose obsession has now been forged in the fires of betrayal and loss, ready to explode back into their lives. The stage is set for a holiday season in Los Angeles that will be anything but thankful.